Welcome to a 30-minute yoga practice. Today we're going to start on our backs. So make your way onto a position in your back. You can have your feet planted on the ground in constructive rest, or you can extend your legs out and come into Shavasana, whatever feels best for you. Allowing yourself to arrive in the space that you're in. Starting to tune inwards and notice the body's sensations. Notice all the spots in your body that are making contact with the mat and the earth. Then when you're ready, start to notice the breath. Not necessarily changing anything right now, but just noticing how the breath is moving in and out of the body. And when you're ready, start to deepen the breath. As you inhale, the belly rises and fills with air. And as you exhale, the belly falls, letting go of all of the air that you've been holding in. With every breath, lengthen and deepen the breath. And with every exhale, let it all go. Really tuning into the breath. And the sensation of the air entering and leaving your body. Tacking your mind onto that breath. And allowing your breath to be the guide of your practice. So no matter what positions we move through today, can you let your breath guide you? Maybe you want to set an intention for your practice in the form of an I am statement, as if it's already true. Setting that intention for yourself and repeat it to yourself a couple times in your mind. On your next inhale, when you're ready, bring your left knee in towards your chest. You can keep your right foot planted on the ground, or you can extend your right leg long. Start to make some circles with that right knee, just releasing out through the hip. And gently changing the direction of the circles. On your next exhale, open up the left knee to the left side. Bringing a gentle opening through the front of the hips, trying to keep that right hip down on the ground. And inhale the left knee back through center. Exhale, cross it all the way over to the right. Maybe your gaze comes over to the left. Maybe you extend that left arm out. Coming into a reclined twist here. Noticing and being aware of how the body feels as we start to warm up and move. And remembering that I'm just a guide, so if at any time you want to take a modification, take some water, or do a different posture, you're more than welcome to. This is your practice, so listen to your body and do exactly what you need to do. On your inhale, bring the left knee back through center. Bring both knees in towards your chest. Then keep your right knee in towards you, and you can either plant the left foot on the ground or extend it long along the mat. Take some circles with that right knee, just releasing out through the hip. And gently changing the direction of the circles. On your exhale, open up the right knee to the right side. Keeping that left hip on the ground, using your right hand to support the leg. Feeling that opening, nice opening through the front of the hip. On your inhale, bring the right knee back through center. And exhale, cross the knee over towards the left, bringing your gaze over to the right, maybe extending that right arm out. Feeling a gentle spinal twist on this side. Nice deep breaths, even in twists. On your next inhale, bring your right knee back through center. Bring both knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a nice hug. And then starting to rock and roll up and down the spine. So massaging out the spine, gaining some momentum, and eventually coming all the way to a seated position. You can cross the legs or you can extend the legs out in front of you, whatever feels best. Lengthening tall through the spine, growing tall with the crown of the head. On your next exhale, let your left ear fall towards your left shoulder. Maybe walking out those right fingertips beside you. Taking any micro movements, any little adjustments here, really feeling into the sticky spots on this side of the neck. On your inhale, bring your neck back through center. And exhale, drop your right ear towards your right shoulder, maybe walking out those left fingertips. Any micro movements or adjustments that feel good here. Really breathing deeply, feeling into the neck. On your next inhale, bring your neck back through center. And exhale, start to walk your hands forward, coming into a seated forward fold. If your legs are extended out in front of you, that's okay. You can continue to fold. Wherever you are, can you allow the spine to round? Maybe dropping the head so that you're not holding any weight heavy in the head. And if your hands are on the ground, can you flip the palms so that the palms face towards the sky? Signaling to your body that you don't need to be doing any work here. You don't need to be holding tension through the arms and the shoulders and the head. Just let yourself be here for a couple of breaths. Noticing in the body where you feel any stretch, tension, stiffness. Being aware of those areas. And sending every exhale towards those areas, allowing that stretch and stiffness and tension to slowly dissipate with every exhale. When you're ready, gently press yourself back up. We'll make our way to a tabletop position. Stacking your wrists underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. Spread the fingers wide, grounding down through the palms of the hands. Inhale to drop the belly, lift the chest, lift the gaze. And exhale, tuck the tail, round the spine, tuck the chin. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest, lift the gaze. Exhale, tuck the tail, round the spine, pressing through the tops of the palms of the hands. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest, lift the gaze. And exhale, reverse this shape. Taking 2 more full rounds of cat and cow, really connecting with your breath. Adding in any extra movements, side to side that feel good, back and forth. Whatever your body needs. And we'll all meet back in a neutral spine. Making our way to a child's pose, take your knees mat width apart, big toes to touch. Sink the hips back towards the heels, walk your hands out in front of you. Allow your forehead to rest on the mat if that's accessible. Take some nice deep breaths here as you feel an opening through the back body. Your belly might press against the tops of your thighs as you inhale, and fall away from the thighs as you exhale. On your next exhale, walk your hands over to the right side. Maybe your left hand walks itself over top of the right. Feeling a nice opening and lengthening through that left side body. On your next inhale, walk your hands back through center. And exhale all the way over to the left. Maybe the right hand comes over top of the left. Feeling length and opening through that right side body. Allowing both hips to sink equally down towards the ground. And inhale, walk your hands back through center. Sinking back into your child's pose, let's take 3 cleansing breaths together. Inhaling through the nose. Open the lips, exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose, fill up. Exhale, sigh it out. One more just like that. Inhale through the nose. And exhale through the mouth. When you're ready, pressing yourself up to a tabletop once again. Wrists back underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. Tucking the toes underneath. Engaging the core, pull the belly button to the spine. Strong in the shoulders, inhale, lift the knees just an inch or so up off the ground to a hover. Pulling up through the pelvic floor, engaging the core, strong in those shoulders. Full supportive core is engaged here. And on your next exhale, press your hips up and back for downward facing dog. Walking out the feet here, bend one knee, then the other. Adjusting as you need, pressing those hips nice and high. Chest presses towards the top of your thighs. Bringing your gaze down the sides of the nose, releasing out any tension in the neck. And then really gripping the mat with the fingers and the knuckles so that you can move the weight distributed equally in the hands and not in the wrists. On your next inhale, bring your gaze up in between your hands and start to take little tiny steps with the feet, moving slower than maybe you'd like to. And eventually we'll meet in a forward fold. Taking as much of a bend in the knees as you'd like here. Allow your upper body to fold over top your lower body. Let the head fall heavy. Nod the head yes. Shake the head no. Maybe you want to grab onto opposite elbows and gently sway side to side. Whatever feels good here. Feeling that full lengthening through the whole back side of the body. Releasing the elbows if you have them. Tucking the chin, and on the inhale, starting to slowly roll up vertebrae by vertebrae. Rolling eventually all the way to standing, very slowly. And untucking the chin very last at the top. Coming to mountain pose at the top of the mat. The feet can be hip width apart or together. Grounding down through all 4 corners of the feet, lift up the toes up off the mat, spread them nice and wide, and then let them come back down onto the ground. Really feeling rooted into the ground with the feet. Pull up through the knees and the thighs, engaging the core to slightly tuck the tail. Shoulders are strong down along the back, palms shine forward. Gently humble the chin and reach long with the crown of the head, long with the back of the neck. Feeling tall and strong here in your mountain pose. We're going to move through some sun breaths to really warm up the body, continue to warm up the body. On your inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward. Inhale to halfway lift, long flat back. Your hands can stay on the ground. They can come to your shins or your thighs. Reach long with the crown of the head. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come all the way to standing. Reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen through the spine. And exhale to fold. Inhale, all the way to standing, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands through heart center. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, long flat back. Exhale to fold. Inhale, root to rise, all the way to standing, reach the arms up overhead. And exhale, hands through heart center. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forward, plant the hands and take a big step back with your right foot. Gently lower the knee and untuck the toes. Bring your hands up to your left thigh. Sinking the hips in between the knees here. Making sure that your front knee is over top of your front ankle. Pulling that left hip back in space as you press the right hip forward so that you can really square off the hips. And then close those bottom ribs so that not all your weight is dumped in your low back. If this feels good here, you can reach the arms up overhead for our low crescent lunge. Or you can keep your hands on your thigh. Feeling that opposite action, your hips are sinking down towards the ground and your crown of the head and the fingertips are reaching high to the sky. On your next exhale, bring your hands to the inside of the foot and heel toe your foot out to the outside edge of the mat. Coming into your lizard pose. You have a couple options here. You can bring your toes out to a 45-degree angle. Maybe you want to roll onto the outside edge of that left foot. Maybe you want to bring your left hand to the inside of the left thigh and open it up. You can come down onto your forearms if that feels good. If you get there and that doesn't feel good, just come right back on it. And if you want to open up through the back quad, you can also lift that back foot up off the ground. And if you really want to go into it, you can bring that left hand around, reaching towards the foot. So choosing whatever feels best here, lots of options so that you can find a posture that really works for you and your body. We're going to take 3 more nice deep breaths here. Send that exhale to the areas of greatest sensation. And allow the muscles, allow the connective tissue to soften here. As you breathe deeply, moving your body into your parasympathetic nervous system so that that body can come out of the fight or flight response and really come into the rest, restore, relax. If you're down on your forearms, gently make your way back up to your hands. If you have your right foot lifted up, gently release it. And starting to heel toe the foot back to the center of the mat, one hand on either side. Exhale, shift your weight backwards, straightening that left leg, flex the left foot. If your hands don't reach the ground, you can come onto blocks if that feels good. With every inhale, lengthening through the spine. And with every exhale, gently folding forward. On your next inhale, bend through the front leg, plant the hands, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, and step the right foot up to meet the left, coming into a forward fold. Inhale, come to halfway lift, lengthen through the spine. And exhale, fold, plant the hands, big step back with the left foot. Gently lower the knee, untuck the toes, making sure that that front knee is over top of your ankle. And then bring your hands up to your thigh. Let your hips sink down towards the ground, square off the hips. Close the bottom ribs, engage that core, protecting the low back. And if it feels good, you can sweep your hands up overhead. Really allowing those hips to sink down as you reach intentionally with the fingers and the crown of the head. Nice deep breath, tuning into that breath. On your next exhale, bring your hands to the inside of the mat, inside of the foot. Heel toe the foot out to the outside edge of the mat. And choosing where you want to go on this side, your toes can come out to a 45-degree angle. You can roll onto the outside edge of that foot. You can bring your hand to the inside of the thigh. You can come down onto your forearms, or you can open up through that back quad as well. Wherever you choose to be, find somewhere that feels good for you and that doesn't cause any pain. You want to work on that edge of sensation in yoga. So just about half a step or one step out of your comfort zone. That's where the magic happens, as they call it. With every exhale, sending your breath into the areas of greatest sensation. Really allowing the connective tissue and the muscles to soften. Taking any adjustments or differences that you need in any posture, whatever feels best for you. Sometimes it might feel nice to just bring gentle movements into every posture that you're in, or maybe you want to stay in complete stillness. All of that is completely up to you because it's your practice. If you're down on your forearms, gently come up back onto your hands, releasing that back foot if you have it. Then we'll start to heel toe the foot back to the center of the mat, one hand on either side. On your exhale, when you're ready, shift your weight backwards, straightening that right leg, flexing the right foot. Again, if you need to bring the hands onto blocks, you're more than welcome to. With your inhales, lengthening through the spine, and with the exhales, gently folding forward. Even if that movement isn't visible, can you bring that awareness and attention into the length on the inhale and into the folding on the exhale? On your next inhale, bend to the front leg, plant the hands, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, step the left foot up to meet the right, coming into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen through the spine, and exhale to fold. Inhale, all the way to standing, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, hands through heart center. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. And exhale to fold, plant the hands, step back to high plank. The knees can be up or down. Shift forward. On your exhale, lower through chaturanga. Keep your elbows in nice and tight. Inhale, lift the chest up dog or cobra. And exhale, press back to downward facing dog. Press those hips nice and high. Press the chest towards the legs. Engaging the fingers here, strong in the hands, strong in the shoulders. On your next inhale, lift your right foot to the sky. Exhale, knee to chest, step your foot up in between your hands. Pivot the back foot parallel to the short edge of the mat and windmill your arms up, warrior two. Looking down, making sure that your front heel is in line with the arch of the back foot. Front leg is nice and bent. Grounding down into the ground with the feet, and intentionally reaching in opposite directions with the fingers. On your next exhale, let your shoulders fall away from your ears. And then on your inhale, straighten to the front leg, pressing the palms together at the top. And exhale, sink back down. Inhale to straighten, reach up, touch the palms. And exhale to sink. One more, inhale, reach up, straighten. And exhale to sink. We'll inhale here. And exhale, windmill the hands, pivot the back foot, place the hands down on the ground, step back to downward facing dog. Moving to the other side, inhale the left foot to the sky. Exhale, knee to chest, step your foot up in between your hands. Pivot the back foot parallel to the short edge of the mat, windmill up, warrior two on this side. Again, making sure that that front heel is in line with the arch of the back foot. Grounding down into the ground with the feet. Almost feel like you can lift the arches of the feet up off the ground. Let the shoulders fall away from the ears. On your inhale, straighten through the front leg, touch the palms of the top. And exhale, sink back down. Inhale to straighten, lift up. And exhale, sink. One more, inhale, lift up. And exhale, sink. We'll inhale here. And exhale, windmill the hands, pivot the back foot, place the hands down, step back to downward facing dog. On your inhale, bring your gaze up in between your hands, take a big bend with the knees, and exhale, step your feet up to the top of the mat, coming into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. And on your exhale, fold and make your way all the way onto your seat. Bringing the soles of the feet together, knees open wide. Your feet don't have to be that close into you, that's okay. Pressing the outside edge of the feet together, and you open up the inside edge of the foot, almost like you're opening up a book. From here, on your inhale, lengthen through the spine, and exhale, gently fold forward. Your elbows can press on your thighs to open up through the hips, so you can just let your elbows fall in and curl inwards. On your next inhale, bring yourself back up to seated. Use your hands to close the knees and come to lie all the way on your back. Bring your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a nice hug. Maybe gently rocking side to side, massaging out the low back. Then bringing one hand to either knee and making some circles in opposite directions with the knees. Just releasing out through the hips here. And gently changing the direction of the circles. Bringing the knees back through center. And then moving into your happy baby pose, grabbing a hold of the outside edge of the feet, or wrapping your peace fingers around your big toes. Taking any movement or stillness that you'd like here. Maybe rocking side to side or bending one knee then the other. Continuing to breathe deeply and stay connected with that breath. When you're ready, release your hands from your feet. Reach your hands and feet up towards the sky, coming into dead bug. Allowing your limbs to hang out in space here. Maybe you want to bring some movement into the wrists and the ankles. And whenever you're ready, you can take any last movements you'd like. And eventually we'll make our way into our final Shavasana. Finding a position for Shavasana that feels good for your body. Snuggle your shoulders underneath you so that you can open up through the chest and allow the shoulders to fall heavy onto the mat. Let the toes fall outwards away from you. Soften through the legs, the glutes, the core. Unclench the jaw. Maybe you allow the tongue to fall from the roof of your mouth. And soften the gaze, or maybe gently let your eyes close. Taking moments of stillness here. Allowing yourself to be here. Maybe you want to come back to the intention that you set for yourself at the start of practice and repeat it in your mind. letting the benefits of your practice integrate into the cells of your body. And taking these moments of stillness, staying present, just being here, being in your body. Gently bring some movement into the toes and the fingers. Maybe you want to reach your arms overhead for a nice big stretch. And when you're ready, rolling over to your right side and pausing there for a moment. Using your right arm for a pillow on your head. Thanking and honoring yourself for taking this time out of your day for your yoga practice. When you're ready, gently pressing yourself up to a seated position. Keeping a soft gaze on your mat or your eyes gently closed. If it feels comfortable for you, you can bring your hands to heart center. The light in me sees and honors the light in each and every one of you practicing with me. Thank you so much for sharing your yoga practice with me, and I hope to practice again together soon. Thank you.